sitting out in this beautiful light today reminds me of this book that I wanted to recommend for you. So I would really recommend that everybody read this book called Edgar CAYCE on the Power of Color, Stones and Crystals. It's by Dan Campbell, and it says, America's greatest psychic reveals the mystical forces within these natural elements and how they can change your life. It's such a beautiful book. And, you know, I do a lot of bitching about not so much on my channel, but maybe so. Maybe you feel that, you know, I do have sort of a bone to pick with this creation, or maybe I sort of am able to keep it more private to myself, but I do have a bone to pick with this creation. I have a lot of questions about this creation. I have a lot of criticism about this creation. If there is a managerial deity system, I think that I don't know what they're doing, you know, if I feel most of the time like we're just juvenile, delinquent human beings that are just left here on earth to just reap havoc. You know, I feel like it's a dog-eat-dog world. I feel like everything from the lowest species to the highest species is bloodthirsty. So anyway, that's pretty much usually my attitude about this creation, except that, wow, we have this beautiful sun that looks down on all of this stuff that's going on Earth, and we have these beautiful stars every night, the same stars for all of time, the same stars, and we have this mysterious moon, and we have this earth at our feet, and what else do we have? Look, we are surrounded by this thing we call color, and this is a joyous thing to celebrate, and something that I like to remind myself of, that I do appreciate in this creation. Now, I feel like I've always been really, you know, kind of into color, but I didn't really learn to appreciate it until I read this book, and I saw this little chart on page 17 in here where they break down the vibrations per second of each color. And so, like, considering the rainbow, the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, so starting from the red, the vibrations are 430 trillion per second for you to perceive red. For you to see red, the color red, that substance has to be vibrating at 430 trillion. And then as you go up the color spectrum all the way up to the violet, that's the highest vibrational color, at 750 trillion vibrations per second for us to experience and live violet. To experience violet. And sometimes you can see violet on the feathers of these crows, like these blackbirds that I observe. They have some of these really beautiful, like, violets and high intensity purples within their plumage. So anyway, I just wanted to recommend that everybody get this book. You know, if you need to feel better, if you feel depressed, if you feel down about the condition of our plane here and the entities on it and the way that we're behaving, remind yourself that there are beautiful things here. I do. I have to remind myself, because things seem kind of depressing sometimes, don't they? You just wonder what is up with the species of the human being. And then I also have to wonder, where are the gods? Where are they? Because, you know, we've had a few recorded appearances of various supposed deities, such as it was the Mesopotamians, right, that have those carvings of, like, one of these deities that came and presented them with a plow. And so that was the big change that deity made when they came here, was that they helped human beings, you know, create crops. Great. Thanks. We have record of this supposed, you know, Jesus Christ being around, and he did some mystical stuff. He did some magical stuff. He was critical of the powers that be in the location where he was at. He, you know, cured some people that were ill, brought a couple people back to life. and then fulfilled the Jewish, prophecy, and claimed that he was this, Messiah come to earth to save everybody and to make everything better. But what did that change? What did ultimately he end up actually changing? How did things get way better because of his presence? Okay, and then we do have record of Krishna, who is the God of my heart, who is the one that I have found to be actually the supreme person that I've ever come across. This person in these Hindu scriptures, Krishna, the most fantastic person you can ever imagine. You can't even imagine how fantastic this person is. And he was here. The story of the Mahabharata, and his life is, he was involved in that war with those families, and his life is recorded in the Bhagavatam, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the most fantastic human being. And then he left, and what became better? What changed about this plane? What do the gods do to change anything here? I don't know. Nothing that I can see. I see that things are functioning, and we call that nature, and I feel that there's a goddess present and a God present in nature. But in terms of any supreme beings, I don't know that they have any real interest or any ability to change anything here. Ultimately, I've said it in many videos that I believe that it's every man for himself in terms of spirituality, and you have to pull yourself up out of here. You have to basically purify your subtle body and get it to such a vibration, that a higher vibration, the higher you go, the higher your vibration, the more purified you are, the more oxygen that is moving through your system, the higher the vibration of your subtle body will be. And then as far as I'm concerned, I think and I hope that means that you will be able to incarnate at a higher dimensional level. That's my best hope. I don't know where the gods are in any of that. So anyway, yeah, Edgar CAYCE on the power of stones, color, and crystals.